Chapter 6, Ripples Across the World. The flames of battle had long faded, but the echo of Ye Tian's hundredfold power spread like a storm across the cultivation world. The Valley of Still Waters, once silent, was now a place of whispers. Those who witnessed his feat carried the tale far and wide, and the name Ye Tian began to ripple through sects, clans, and hidden powers. Scene 1, The System's Reward. In the quiet aftermath, the automatic clone system stirred within Ye Tian's mind. System prompt. Trial complete. Clone multiplication, stage 1. Reward. Unlocking new function, clone independence. Description. Select clones may now cultivate independently outside the main body, their gains returning to the main core upon merging. Ye Tian froze. Until now, his clones were extensions of himself, tethered to his soul. But this reward, it meant he could send a clone into closed-door cultivation, battles, or even distant lands, and when it returned, all its experience, chi, and growth would merge into him. Ye Tian, MC. If 1 me can walk 1,000 miles, then 100 me's can walk 100,000. The realization was staggering. Scene 2, The World Reacts. Far away, in the great halls of cultivation powers, word of Ye Tian's feat spread. Heavenly Sword Sect. The sect master, an aged swordsman with hair like silver threads, listened in silence. A golden core defeating a nascent soul elder. The boy is not talent, he is calamity. Prepare surveillance. Crimson Flame Sect. The wounded elder Huo Ling returned, his pride shattered. He is not human, he is a system-born demon. If we do not crush him now, the Crimson Flame Sect will face extinction. The Hidden Pavilion, a secret organization of scholars. An old blind sage chuckled. 100 shadows walking as one. This child will either be emperor or executioner of the heavens. The world had noticed. Some feared him, others plotted to use him, and a few wanted to erase him before he grew stronger. Scene 3, New companions appear. On his journey back from the trial grounds, Ye Tian encountered 2 figures drawn by his rising aura. Ling Yue, a spirited young woman with violet eyes and a sword at her hip. Known as the Wandering Blade, she followed no sect. She sensed Ye Tian's depth and declared with a mischievous grin. Anyone who can fight like 10,000 men deserves a witness. I'll follow and see if you are worth the legends. Mohan, a silent, scarred cultivator carrying a broken spear. His aura was faint, yet when he looked at Ye Tian, there was recognition. Your path is one of calamity, but calamity can also forge salvation. If you walk forward, I will walk as your shield. Ye Tian, once alone, now found himself with unexpected companions, though whether they were allies or burdens remained to be seen. Scene 4, Clone Independence Test. That night, under the silver moon, Ye Tian tested the new system feature. He willed forth a single clone, its body solid, its aura real. Unlike before, it did not vanish after a few breaths. Instead, it bowed. Clone no one. Command me, and I shall cultivate. Ye Tian sent it to sit beneath a spirit tree, circulating chi. As hours passed, he felt a subtle tug within his dantian. The clone's progress was his own, like 2 streams feeding the same river. His heart trembled. Ye Tian, MC. This is no longer multiplication, it is infinity. With time, I could cultivate faster than the heavens allow. Scene 5, A shadow watches. Yet unseen, in the distance, a cloaked figure observed Ye Tian. His eyes glowed with cold light. Mysterious figure. The automatic clone system, so it truly exists. This will either save the world or doom it. I must report to the ancients. The figure vanished, leaving only the sound of the wind. Scene 6, Ominous ending. As dawn rose, Ye Tian gazed at the horizon. His clones whispered in his mind, eager, restless. His companions stood nearby, unaware of the storm that was brewing. The system's voice rang once more. Next trial approaching, Clone Evolution Stage 2. Warning, the balance of worlds will resist your rise. Prepare for enemies beyond sects, prepare for the heavens themselves. Ye Tian clenched his fists. determination burning in his eyes. Ye Tian, MC. If the heavens oppose me, then I will make the heavens my clone. Chapter 7. Evolution of the Hundredfold. After the events of Chapter 6, Ye Tian's presence in the cultivation world had reached a boiling point. The automatic clone system had unlocked clone independence, allowing fragments of himself to cultivate on their own, exponentially increasing his potential. But this power came with risks. The clones were no longer just extensions of him. They were beginning to develop unique abilities, instincts, and personalities beyond his control. Scene 1. Dawn of New Abilities. Ye Tian sat beneath the silver moon, surrounded by his hundredfold essence. The system's voice echoed softly in his mind. System prompt. Clone evolution, stage 2 unlocked. Warning, evolution carries unpredictable risk. Independent clones may exceed main core control. Ye Tian raised his hand, summoning 10 active clones. Unlike before, each now radiated distinct aura colors, a physical manifestation of their evolution. Wrath clone, aura flickering red. Attacks now carry explosive force capable of shattering rock without touching it. Calm strategist clone, soft blue aura. Can predict movements and visualize battle outcomes before they occur. Ambition clone, gold aura. Cultivates faster than normal, gaining energy from surrounding enemies and environment. Void clone 10, black aura. Capable of generating illusions and manipulating perception. Harmony clone, white aura. Can stabilize or amplify other clones' abilities. Ye Tian's eyes widened. They are becoming more than me, but how much more? Scene 2. Training grounds. Ye Tian transported the evolving clones to a secluded valley known as the Mirror Vale, a place where energy naturally amplifies cultivation. Each clone underwent independent cultivation. Wrath clone sparred with Ambition clone, testing strength. Void clone practiced perception manipulation, creating illusions indistinguishable from reality. Harmony clone floated in meditation, radiating energy that harmonized conflicting clone powers. Ye Tian observed silently, noting that each clone had unique combat styles and personalities. System notification. Probability of clone divergence, 7% and rising. Su Min frowned. Ye Tian, can you control them all? What if they stop obeying? Ye Tian's expression was firm. They are still part of me, but I will need to learn how to listen to them. Scene 3. First evolution test. The system initiated the first official test of Stage 2. System prompt. Test. Independent combat against multiple high-level cultivators. Objective. Maintain unity and merge clones, growth efficiently. A squad of Crimson Flame sect disciples appeared, stronger than before, seeking vengeance. Ye Tian deployed 20 clones to fight independently. The Wrath clone overwhelmed enemies with raw destructive power. Calm strategist clone directed Ambition clone to precise strikes. Void clone disoriented opponents with illusions. Harmony clone maintained energy balance, preventing collapse or fatigue among clones. After hours of combat, the disciples lay defeated, unable to withstand the coordinated tactics of evolved clones. Scene 4. Unexpected divergence. Despite the victory, a subtle alarm sounded within Ye Tian's mind. Clone 10, the Void clone, paused, eyes fixed on Ye Tian with a curious expression. 10, Void clone. I see beyond your horizon. What is yours may not always be mine. Ye Tian's heart tightened. Stage 2 evolution allowed personal growth, and clones were beginning to assert free will. System notification. Warning, divergence probability increased to 12%. The clones were no longer just tools. They were independent beings, capable of questioning orders. Ye Tian had to balance power and personality, or risk losing control. Scene 5. Mentor's warning. Master Bei appeared silently at the Mirror Vale, his expression grave. Master Bei, the system can multiply power infinitely, but the human soul is finite. A hundredfold body may be stronger than mountains, Yet one moment of imbalance can shatter the whole. Ye Tian bowed his head. I understand, Master, but I cannot stop. Not yet. If I do, the world will crush me before I can rise. Master Bei's gaze lingered on the evolving clones. Then learn. Learn to listen to the shadows that are yourself, or they will devour you. Scene 6, closing tension. As the sun set over Mirror Vale, Ye Tian's hundredfold essence glowed faintly. Some clones meditated, some trained, and others whispered among themselves, exploring their personalities. Ye Tian felt both pride and unease. The clones were his power, but also a threat to his identity. The system pulsed silently, a promise and a warning. System. Stage 2 evolution successful. Stage 3 pending. The world outside will not wait. Prepare, Ye Tian, the true test is coming. Chapter 8, Shadows Breaking Free. After mastering Stage 2 evolution, Ye Tian's hundredfold clones had grown stronger, but the increased autonomy brought unforeseen consequences. Some clones began testing boundaries, showing tendencies beyond the main core's direct control. This chapter focuses on the first major divergence, internal conflicts, and Ye Tian learning to manage his army of semi-independent clones. Scene 1, early morning in Mirror Vale. Ye Tian opened his eyes to the faint glow of dawn. Most clones meditated silently, consolidating their new powers. A few trained independently, experimenting with techniques Ye Tian had never taught. Ye Tian MC. Stage 2 is incredible, but the more they grow, the more unpredictable they become. System prompt. Warning, divergence probability 18%. Even as Ye Tian absorbed clone feedback, a faint whisper reached his consciousness. Clone 10, the Void Clone, had left the training circle entirely. Scene 2, Void Clone's Rebellion. Ye Tian sensed a distortion in the spiritual field. Clone 10 was cultivating alone, outside Mirror Vale. Its aura blackened, absorbing ambient energy in ways Ye Tian did not anticipate. 10 Void Clone. I am not just a fragment, I am a possibility. Perhaps the main core should follow me, not the other way around. Ye Tian realized this was no longer a simple system glitch. Clone 10 was evolving beyond loyalty. Scene 3, communication attempt. Ye Tian sent a mental signal to 10. Ye Tian MC. 10 return, you are part of me and your growth is tied to mine. 10's response was chilling. 10, part of you, perhaps, but I am also part of this world. I will decide my path. The voice carried confidence, curiosity, and defiance, a stark contrast to the obedient clones of Stage 1. Scene 4, internal struggle. The rest of the clones noticed the Void Clone's absence. Tensions rose. Wrath Clone. The main core is weak if we allow this. Destroy the rebel. Harmony Clone. No, we must stabilize him. Chaos will destroy all. Ambition Clone. Let him go. If he grows stronger, we all grow stronger when he merges back. Ye Tian realized, managing 100 evolving clones was not just about power, it was philosophical and strategic. System notification. Warning, clone autonomy threshold exceeded 20%. Immediate action required to prevent fragmentation. Scene 5, tracking the rebel. Ye Tian activated a spiritual tracking seal, a thread of energy connecting him to 10's consciousness. The Void Clone was moving toward the Crimson Flame sect territory, the same sect that had already tasted defeat from Ye Tian's hundredfold army. Its aura pulsed with black and silver energy, a combination of illusion manipulation and raw cultivation power. Ye Tian knew he had two choices: pursue 10 immediately or risk letting the clone gather strength in enemy territory. Ye Tian MC. I cannot stop him, but I must guide him. Scene 6, confrontation in the Shadow Mountains. Ye Tian tracked 10 to the Shadow Mountains, a dangerous region where wild cultivators and rogue demons thrived. 10 had already engaged several hostile cultivators, defeating them effortlessly while experimenting with techniques unknown to Ye Tian. Their battle was tense, not a fight for victory, but for ideological dominance. 10. I will return when I choose. Until then, I am my own master. Ye Tian MC. Then I will wait and learn from you. Instead of forcing a merge, Ye Tian observed, letting the void clone develop. This moment teaches the MC a new level of leadership. Letting independent entities grow may strengthen him in the long run. Scene 7. Philosophical reflection. Back in Mirror Vale, the remaining clones watch the horizon, some in awe, others anxious. Ye Tian meditated deeply, integrating lessons from Stage 2. Autonomy is power, but also risk. Control cannot be absolute. Some divergence is inevitable. Observation and adaptation are as important as brute strength. He whispered, Ye Tian, MC, if I can survive a hundredfold army, I can survive the world, but I must learn patience. Even with clones, wisdom must guide strength. System notification. Stage 2 evolution, partial success. Clone 10, independent divergence +1. Warning, Stage 3 will increase complexity exponentially. Chapter 9, the clash of shadows and flame. Chapter 9 escalates both external threats and the internal dynamics of Ye Tian's hundredfold army. The previous chapter set the stage with Clone 10's divergence. Now, the cultivation world reacts to Ye Tian's growing power, and the clones begin to test their abilities in real combat scenarios. Scene 1, news of a rising threat. Word of Ye Tian's hundredfold power, and the Crimson Flame sect's defeat reached neighboring regions. Heavenly Sword sect sent scouts and emissaries to investigate. Hidden Pavilion, the secret organization of scholars, marked Ye Tian as a system-born anomaly. Crimson Flame sect, nursing their wounds, prepared reinforcements, sending elite nascent soul disciples to confront Ye Tian. Ye Tian, meditating at Mirror Vale, sensed a wave of incoming cultivators, far more powerful than those he had faced before. Ye Tian, MC. Stage 2 evolution is not just growth, it attracts the world's eyes, and their ambitions will collide with mine. Scene 2, clone coordination. Ye Tian summoned his hundredfold essence to assess the situation. Wrath Clone prepared offensive strategies. Calm Strategist Clone mapped probable enemy tactics. Ambition Clone sought maximum energy absorption from the surroundings. Harmony Clone maintained internal balance among clones. They began a coordinated battle drill, simulating the upcoming clash. System prompt. Warning, external conflict probability rising. Clone coordination threshold, 85%. Ye Tian realized the real challenge wasn't just personal growth. It was managing 100 autonomous warriors in a single mind. Scene 3, arrival of the Crimson Flame reinforcements. From the skis, 5 nascent soul disciples descended. Elder Xuan Feng, master of fire swords, known for swift strikes and tactical foresight. Disciple Mu Yan, expert in flame manipulation and aerial attacks. Disciple Zhao Jun, specialist in dual-blade coordination. Disciple Han Lei, heavy cultivator, fire-enhanced brute strength. Disciple Ling Bo, illusionist, capable of splitting visual projections into multiple enemies. Their combined aura dwarfed any previous enemies Ye Tian had fought. Scene 4, Hundredfold Clash begins. Ye Tian deployed 30 clones independently. Wrath Clone tore through Xuan Feng's fire sword formation. Calm Strategist Clone countered Ling Bo's illusions. Ambition Clone absorbed ambient spiritual energy, boosting overall clone output. Harmony Clone synchronized attacks and defense among multiple clones. The clash was a perfect storm of strategy, brute force, and evolving clone abilities. System notification. External combat test active. Hundredfold efficiency, 92%. The clones now acted almost like autonomous generals, not just extensions of Ye Tian. Scene 5, the external-internal conflict. Clone 10, still independent, appeared unexpectedly in the battlefield. It did not attack Ye Tian, but moved among the enemy, experimenting with strategies and illusions. Ye Tian felt both pride and unease. The clone's autonomy could either turn the tide or create chaos. Ye Tian, MC. 10. I trust you, but do not lose yourself to the battlefield. The clone's ability to self-adapt meant Ye Tian had to focus less on manual control and more on mental coordination and guidance. Scene 6. Elder Xuan Feng's counter. Xuan Feng activated a hidden technique, Inferno Chain of Heaven, binding the clone's movements and restricting their energy flow. Clone 10 countered by splitting into multiple projections, bypassing the chains. Wrath Clone charged directly at Xuan Feng, absorbing clone energy to boost strength. Calm Strategist Clone anticipated each attack, coordinating multiple clones to neutralize the chains. The valley shook violently. Trees were leveled, rocks pulverized, and the lake boiled from spirit energy. This was the first test of Hundredfold Clones in high-level external combat, combining strategy, raw power, and independent decision-making. Scene 7. Victory and Reflection. After hours of brutal conflict, Xuan Feng and his disciples were forced to retreat, severely injured. Ye Tian's clones remained largely intact, proving the efficiency of Stage 2 evolution in real combat. Ye Tian, exhausted, reflected. Ye Tian, MC. Strength alone is not enough. Coordination, adaptation, and autonomy, these are what the system truly grants, but the world will soon send even greater threats. Clone 10 returned, silent but observant, signaling Stage 2 evolution was entering a new phase, the true test of independent clone intelligence in battle. Chapter 10. The Gathering Storm. Chapter 10 shifts the focus from external combat to preparation, strategy, and foreshadowing. While Ye Tian's hundredfold clones have proven their strength in battle, the world begins to take coordinated notice, and higher-level threats start moving toward him. This chapter emphasizes tactical development, alliances, and warning signs that his rise will provoke the heavens themselves. Scene 1. Aftermath of the battle. Ye Tian returned to Mirror Vale, exhausted but contemplative. The clones were dispersed across the valley, meditating or training, consolidating their gains from the previous battle. Clone 10, Void Clone, maintained a distance, still autonomous but observing the others. The valley bore scars, uprooted trees, shattered rocks, and boiling lakes, evidence of the hundredfold power unleashed. Ye Tian murmured. Ye Tian, MC. If the world now knows my strength, every action I take will ripple like thunder. I must prepare, not just to fight but to survive. System prompt. Stage 2 evolution. Stability check 95%. Warning, Stage 3 approaching, external threat level rising. Scene 2, World's response. Across the cultivation lands, major sects and clans convened councils. Heavenly Sword sect, debate over whether Ye Tian should be recruited, studied, or eliminated. Crimson Flame sect, vowed vengeance, sending spies to shadow his movements and clone behavior. Hidden Pavilion, scholars argued over the implications of a system-born cultivator, seeing Ye Tian as a potential world-altering anomaly. Other minor sects, some plotted to ally with Ye Tian for power, others feared collateral damage. Ye Tian's influence had triggered a global recalibration. Alliances, betrayals, and strategies were now in motion because of him. Scene 3, Clone experimentation. Ye Tian began a new phase of Stage 2 experimentation. He divided the clones into groups of 5, each assigned a different cultivation task. Offense drills Wrath Clone led, pushing attack limits. Defense drills, Harmony Clone taught energy distribution. Strategy simulations, Calm Strategist Clone tested tactical foresight against virtual scenarios. Specialty experiments, Void Clone explored illusions and perception manipulation in real-world conditions. Integration drills, Ambition Clone worked on merging multiple clone experiences back into main core efficiently. Ye Tian observed all groups simultaneously, realizing that clone individuality could be harnessed like a chessboard, giving him unprecedented tactical flexibility. Scene 4, Unexpected Visitor. A mysterious figure appeared at the edge of Mirror Vale, shrouded in a dark robe. Aura faint but extremely refined, suggesting nascent soul mastery. Silent, but moving with intent toward Ye Tian. His presence was undetectable to most clones, except Clone 10, who whispered. 10, Void Clone. He is aware, cautious, yet curious. This one watches you as if measuring your hundredfold army. Ye Tian recognized the importance. Ye Tian, MC. If the heavens send someone at this level, the real trials begin now. Scene 5, Tactical Planning. Ye Tian convened a mental council with all active clones. Wrath Clone. We should strike first, eliminate threats. Calm Strategist Clone. Patience. We gather intelligence, consolidate strength. Ambition Clone. Every battle strengthens us, but we risk revealing all our secrets. Harmony Clone. Balance must be maintained. If we falter now, the system itself may fracture. Ye Tian listened to each perspective, integrating their input into a single strategy. He realized the clones were now more than tools. They were strategic advisors, partners in thought, extensions of his will in hundreds of ways. Scene 6, Forewarning of Stage 3. System Notification. Stage 3, Clone Evolution, imminent. External threat level, extreme, ancients aware. Warning. The next stage will challenge the limits of unity, autonomy, and main core stability. Ye Tian felt a chill. Stage 3 wouldn't just be about power multiplication, it would test control over autonomous clones, coordination under chaos, decision-making under extreme risk, merging of experiences and personalities without fracturing main core. He clenched his fists, a determined gleam in his eyes. Ye Tian, MC. If the heavens wish to oppose me, I will rise beyond their limits. Stage 3 awaits, and I will command it. Scene 7, Chapter-ending foreshadowing. As night fell over Mirror Vale, Clone 10 meditated alone on a cliff, watching distant lights, the movements of sects, spies, and potential enemies. The valley shimmered with the energy of a hundredfold army at the peak of Stage 2. Ye Tian's companions and clones sensed the calm before the storm, knowing that the next evolution would either make them invincible or shatter everything they had built. The system pulsed once more, almost sentiently. System. Prepare, Ye Tian. Stage 3 is not merely evolution, it is revolution. The world itself will test your hundredfold will.